Hey, y'all.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
This is SWD, Sistahs Wit Disabilities, where we're uplifting
Inspiring.
and enhancing the knowledge of individuals with disabilities.
Mhm.
I'm Crystal, the blind Betty. And Rich over there is my sister.
I'm Kim, Kim. Keep it moving. Your local lady expert with a limp.
Experience.
That's what I said.
We ain't gonna
That's
start
what I
that today.
said.
Okay.
Ooh.
And today we are continuing our series of Mother's Day in May, where we're honoring and celebrating mothers who have children with disabilities or disabled with children. And today we have Miss Vernique May. Hey. So she is a friend of mine.
Come on, Kelly.
We met in elementary school, went to middle school, and you know how Facebook keep us contact. So I'm a Facebook auntie to her 3 children. And when I decided to do this show, I absolutely knew that I wanted you to be on here. Because, you know, like I say, I'm a Facebook auntie, so I've watched you raise all 3 of your children, and I've been inspired,
Aw.
you know. So I really want to make sure that you got on here.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Honor and celebrate you. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Vernique May, 36 years old. Do women tell their age?
I mean,
whatever. 36. I'll be 37 in May and on Taurus.
You still look 19.
Oh, girl, no, I don't feel it. So I have 3 children. Bryson is my oldest. He's 15. He's my kiddo with disabilities. He has cerebral palsy and is also deaf as well. I have 1 girl. She's in the middle. Her name is Savannah. She's 9. And then my baby Mason is 6. Not quite a baby anymore, but always gonna be a baby because he's the last. So.
Okay, you said the last.
Okay.
Honey.
Hello.
The trilogy.
Hello.
So, before you had kids, did you want to be a mother?
I did. I always like gravitated towards children. Like if I was just like in the grocery store, or, like just anywhere, you know, just seeing babies or little kids or whatever. I always had like a playful spirit and loved children as well. So I always saw myself as a mom. Didn't know necessarily when it would happen or like didn't have it planned out. Like, okay, by 35, I want to, no.
How old were you when you
So I actually was 21 when I had Bryson.
Okay, that's good.
So early, before playing time, but things happen, you know. So yeah, I had Bryson when I was 21.
You know, that's a good age because my mama said, look, as long as y'all just graduate from high school, I don't care where you at. And then your knees still good. You can check out the children.
Girl, look, they not good now. Hello.
Okay. That's why we had an episode a few weeks ago about, you know, what is it? Pregnancies.
When you're older.
Yes.
We was talking about the brat.
Yes.
So, you know, I said my baby would have to roll with me on a
and Janet too. Yeah.
Okay. I said, what baby?
Okay. Yeah, baby.
So,
she went blank on us.
Yeah,
I was
really
21
did.
when I had Bryce.
Okay. You have an extensive education though.
Yeah. So I was still able to finish my undergraduate on time. That was like super important to me. And I think with Bryson being in the NICU for as long as he was, they gave me time to still complete it on time. So literally we would be at the NICU every day. I was there in his room writing papers, taking tests, like nothing stopped. You know what I'm saying? So finished my BA in communications in 2008 and then went back for my MBA and finished that in 2015.
You go, girl.
You go, girl.
I was the ones putting congratulations in the
gosh,
comments and tearing up.
Thank you.
I will be honest, like even if I haven't seen you in over 20 years, if I see y'all accomplish, I cry.
For sure.
Because I'm so proud of y'all because, you know, like I told you before we started recording, I'm used to seeing you as a child.
Yeah,
you
we're
know,
all used to back in that elementary day and middle school. Yeah,
and just see you grown and doing your thing.
And we the same age. So.
Yeah. But speaking of Bryson, so Bryson is your kiddo with the disability. So what disabilities do he have?
So he has cerebral palsy. His form of that is spastic diplegia. So the way that I think about cerebral palsy is kind of two ends of the spectrum.
Mhm.
You have children or individuals that have CP that their muscles are very loose. And then you have people on the end of the spectrum where their muscles are very tight and rigid. And so that was the end of the spectrum that Bryce was on.
Okay.
So like I said, he spent about 7 months in the NICU. He was actually born at 26 weeks. Obviously, a full pregnancy is 40 weeks.
Yes.
So he was very early, very premature. His lungs were severely underdeveloped. He was in the NICU for about 7 months, on a ventilator for 5 months. We got him home. He came home on oxygen as well, came home on a heart monitor, obviously, just to, make sure we were monitoring things and nothing was going wrong while he was sleeping or anything like that. And we honestly didn't know that he had any disabilities until maybe he was about 1 or so, or after. So with the hearing, you think about it, most typically developing babies, when they're born, they get hearing tests right away. So with Bryson being so early, that was like the last on their list of things to check. And we honestly don't know if he was born deaf or if he had medicines that cause deafness. I do have a family history of deafness. I have kind of like a second cousin, actually 2 cousins that are deaf. So again, we didn't know if he was born deaf or, the strength of some of the medicines that he had to receive to keep him alive can cause hearing loss as well. So we actually didn't know that he had either disability until a little bit later down the road. We were actually, my husband and I were in Chicago, and we were on like Michigan Ave and shopping. We had Bryce in a stroller, and there was a fire truck like literally inches away from us, like scared the crap out of us, right? And Bryce was in the stroller, like laid out, sleep, then moved and jumped and flinched. And I was like, like that's interesting. As moms, like we notice different things about our children. And so noticed that when we got back home, I noticed I could like vacuum around him when he was sleeping. He wasn't really affected by that. So we started getting hearing tests done. A lot of the times you'll have ear infections, which prevent good results from hearing tests. So they treated with amoxicillin a lot. We got further down the road and had stronger hearing tests done. And I remember them saying like the loudest that he could hear without any assistance was like if a jet plane was flying like over his head. And so we started off with hearing aids. Hearing aids weren't strong enough. And then at the age of 2, he received a cochlear implant, which is an external device. There's an external and an internal part. You have to have a surgery to have it. There's an internal part that's magnetized and then an external part that fits on top of it. So he has both a cochlear implant and a hearing aid as well. And then with the CP, like we, how you bounce babies like up and down and they spring back up and they, do all of that. Bryce wasn't really doing that. And so we would just continue to have consults like at the hospital and just, really was trying to figure out what was going on. And that's how we discovered he had cerebral palsy. So. Yeah, he wasn't able to walk until by himself, unassisted, until he was 5. Before then, he was using like a reverse walker. He had leg braces. We did some casting for a while, which is like getting a cast on your arm, but we got cast on his legs. He got Botox injections, which sounds weird, right? But Botox injections help if you shoot the medicine into the muscle that's working too hard, like and it kind of it paralyzes it and kind of makes it so that it's not so stringent. So
I heard they do it for headaches.
So with a surgery, he had a children's when he was 5. He was then able to walk independently by himself after that. So
amazing. He's amazing.
And he's 15 now, so it's really crazy to just look back on that time, and all of the adversity that, me and my husband went through with just trying to figure out everything. And
it takes
for sure.
So, like, how did you feel when you really after you got done with everything, you get the diagnosis? Like,
with getting the diagnosis of him being deaf, like I definitely was affected by that. I was super sad. Like I had my moment where I was like, oh my gosh, like seriously, like, where do we go from here? What do we do? Like, blah, blah, blah. So I allowed myself to have that moment. And I think that's super important when you're a mother that's receiving like a new diagnosis for your child or even for yourself is
Right.
to allow yourself to feel and not force yourself to get out of that period. So I was very sad, you know what I'm saying? And I honestly thought, because my husband and I weren't married at the time that we had Bryce, I actually thought that we were being like punished.
Wow.
Like with him being like born early, and like now we're running into all of these disabilities and blah, blah, blah. But that's just, you know, back then I was 21, like I was just in my feeling, you know what I'm saying? We all have a vision. Right, exactly. We all have a vision of what we think or how we think our life is going to go. Like, you know, we go to college, we finish college, you know, we meet a boy, we get engaged, we get married, then we have, but things happen differently. Exactly. So
we believe.
Yeah, like, so like I let myself feel those emotions, but then I turned my perspective around about it and just realized that we were definitely blessed to be in the position that we were with having him at Cardinal Glennon. I actually ended up working at Cardinal Glennon after he was discharged. So then I knew so much more about, you know, medicine and the doctors and just nurses. Exactly.
You have
so
great nurses.
We
have great nurses.
For sure. And that's important.
Yeah.
You
the
know?
doctors be cool. But it's the nurses
that
who
make
really
a difference.
have that emotion connection with you and be there with you.
So I definitely was sad about it, but like I said, I allowed myself to feel and just be in that moment. And then, you know, then it just came into action. Like, what do we need to do? Who do we need to talk to? What specialist do we need to talk to? You know, what route do we need to go? Okay, hearing aids. Okay, you know, cochlear implants. Okay, braces. Like, so, you know.
What special arrangements did you have to make around your home, you know, for everyday living?
For sure. So with his reverse walker, you know, walkers can take up a considerable amount of space. So we just tried to make sure that our home was like wide entrances and just not a lot of clutter and just things for him to bump into. We also, at the time, we were living in Florissant in our first home that we purchased. So we had to make sure that there was like a baby gate up to prevent him from like falling downstairs or, you know, just different things like that. That was in the beginning, but now he's 15. We really don't have any special accommodations around the house. Like some of our bathrooms have like handicap, you know, railing or, you know, things like that. But he's very mobile. He's very, you know, at ease with our home, and just, he really doesn't need any special accommodations, honestly.
Thank goodness.
What challenges do you have? Because not only do you have Bryson, you have 2 other children as well. So to have 3 children. That's a lot.
It's very stressful. It's very stressful, and I feel like at this point, like Bryce is 15, Vanna's 9. She's the only girl as well.
Oh goodness.
Mason is 6, and so I feel like at times I have to be 3 different people to 3 different people.
Yeah, you do,
and that's exhausting, right? You know what I'm saying? And so, like, even just my mode of communication, like with Bryson, I have to talk slower. I have to talk more intentional. You know, Vanna, she's 9. She's a tween. Puberty. She's very emotional right now. So it's a lot with that right now. And then Mason, he's 6. So he's still like teeter-tottering in between kind of younger, like babyish, to growing up and being a big boy. So it's exhausting, to be honest.
But you got it.
But I don't do the best job, but I try to give myself grace. You know what I'm saying? It's very important.
The best you can.
So you do the best job. You know what? When we was younger, and like we had moments with our parents, and my mama used to say, "I'm doing the best
that I can." Exactly.
And the best you can do is your best.
Exactly.
You can do.
At that time, in that specific moment in time of whatever day, you know.
So like again, I told you I'm a Facebook auntie. So I watched, you know, the things that you posted when he was growing up. And I know just being in the field for a long time is not easy. But you made it look easy.
Oh, thank you. People tell me that all the time, and they're like, "How do you do blah blah blah?" And I'm like, I don't know anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know anything else but balancing adversity. So
And you're married.
I am.
So how do you all like? Well, I can't even say co-parent.
But no, there's a sense. We do honestly. And it's so interesting because we've been together since 2006, but I feel like so much of our life and our marriage is our children, which can be a good thing, but that also can be an unhealthy thing as well. And we don't honestly have a lot of time for ourselves. Like we don't do a lot of date nights. Like we don't, it's that's just like how we are. We don't ask like people to watch the kids a lot, like whatever. But I definitely think with this journey that we've had with Bryson, ever since the beginning, it did nothing but strengthen our relationship. And it also like affirmed that we were the right people to parent this child that we were given. Because we never have had issues with making decisions for Bryson. We've never really differed in the decisions that we had to make, whether it was surgery, whether it was education, whether it was extracurricular things, whether it was just anything. Like
That's
we've
great
always
on the
been,
same
yes,
page.
it's so important. And you'll find like, unfortunately, with marriages of parents of children with special needs, there's a very high divorce rate because it's very stressful. Like if you're not on the same page, that can cause a lot of friction. But fortunately, when it comes to parenting Bryson and our other children as well, we're very much on the same page.
Oh, look at you.
It's
You
a blessing.
sounding alike, girl. You sounding alike.
Yeah, we're definitely a team when it comes to that. And what I lack, he, meets, and what he lacks, I meet. We play different roles when it comes to doctor's appointments or surgeries or whatever the case. So we're fortunate to have a balance with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did you ever have any jobs that how can you say this? Okay. First of all, I use my phone because I have a page,
for sure.
That have to let our
whatever
viewers
you
know,
need to do.
you know.
You had a massive stroke.
Yeah, I had a massive stroke, so I have a
For
page.
sure, for sure. Yeah.
Now let me read you my question.
Okay.
Okay. How have experiences been with jobs adjusting to accommodate you to be efficient and efficient in position working there?
Yeah. So I've been overall very fortunate to have employers that were very understanding of my family accommodations. I mean, obviously working for a children's hospital where he was at the NICU, that was very critical early on because there were tons of like doctor's appointments. There were tons of surgeries he had while I was employed there. So being at an institution that provides medical care for children. So I honestly think that, things happen in phases of your life the way that they're supposed to. So I've been blessed and fortunate with all of the employers that I've had, that they're very understanding and accommodating of our family makeup. So, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah,
it doesn't
a lot of jobs don't, they talk about the point system.
Exactly.
Like, baby, I can't put no points on when, I'm sick.
Or plan it ahead. Like, so with him having a cochlear implant, like if he falls at any time, like he immediately needs to go to the hospital, especially if he falls on his head, to make sure that his implant is still in place. If it's damaged, like whatever the case. So, that is something that I bring up with my employers. Like, our child has certain things that are happening with him. In the event that such and such were to happen, this is what would need to happen.
That's good.
So you have to be upfront. But I've had good relationships and good benefits with that.
Right.
So,
because for like me personally, with me being sick, I've been a diabetic since I was 12. So with me being sick all the time, I couldn't keep a lot of jobs because of the point system.
For sure.
They don't have a great understanding.
For sure.
So I lost a lot of jobs because I'm sick. When I'm sick, I'm sick.
Exactly.
So sometimes it's nothing you can do with it.
Yeah, there's work to be done in that area for sure.
Yeah, understanding.
Yeah.
Because they really don't have it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do when you take your mommy hat off and you just like, it's about Vernique?
Yeah. So, which is so funny. So I'm also a photographer as well, in addition to my full-time work. But although like photography can be taxing, it also allows me to be a creative and just focus on whatever is in my lens at the moment. I'm not worrying about dance class. I'm not worrying about, somebody misbehaving at school. I'm not worrying about the field trip next week. Like I'm literally just focused on my client, on what the vision is, on what I need to accomplish. So photography definitely is something that is just mine. And then over the pandemic, I taught myself how to make and pour candles, which was dope. But I feel like that field is so infiltrated. I feel like everybody makes candles, right? But the thing that I really liked about it is with making candles, you have to intentionally pay attention because there's so many different factors. You have to pay attention to temperature. You have to pay attention to time. You have to, pour the fragrance oil in at a specific temperature. You have to stir it for a certain amount of time. And just the aromatic, senses that also, you know what I'm saying? So that was very relaxing for me and therapeutic for me during the pandemic. So I learned how to do that. And then just working out whenever I can. Like I have a Peloton at home. But no, so I can't. I have a Peloton, but also like if I need to get out of the house, like literally just going to the gym, putting on some headphones, lifting, hitting a punching bag, running, like whatever. I may not look like that, but those are some of the things that I enjoy. So yeah,
try that. Try that.
Okay. With the Peloton, child, I wish.
I love it. Like it's just you don't have to figure out what to do. You literally just get on. Figure out what kind of musical vibe. Exactly. Like figure out what musical vibe do I want to ride to rap? Do I want to do R&B? Do I want to do whatever?
Now, do they have little foot straps or something? Because
you can add foot straps, but the shoe that comes with the Peloton clicks into it clicks into the pedals. So your feet are actually locked into the pedals. So they won't come off. So
I gotta try that.
Yeah.
Okay. You can look into it, baby. I saw the prices.
You can rent them if that makes sense.
You can rent it.
I didn't know they rent them.
Yeah, they just started that a couple of months ago. But y'all not getting no ad space from Peloton, so we gonna
they ain't paying us.
I'm about business, so
they ain't paying us.
Exactly.
Okay, but if y'all want
exactly.
Sistahs Wit Dis
at
gmail.com.
We need you.
And that could be a different, avenue that they could look into is, making their equipment handicap accessible in some kind of way, like whatever. So.
That's another thing. That's our goal to, find things that need to be handicap accessible. And what are that can benefit for us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, Kimmy.
Yes, ma'am.
You got your phone?
Yes, I do. Let's see. What do I want to ask you?
Okay, we got 3 more questions.
Well, yeah, we do. Let's see here.
I'm sorry. Norman, you can cut it out if you want to, but you ain't got to.
Right. All right. Did we ask you to name a fun fact about you?
No. Oh gosh.
I heard all kind of fun facts. Oh, wait a minute,
Norman, you can edit all of that. Okay. Go ahead, ask your question, Kim.
Now go.
Okay. What is a fun fact about you?
A fun fact. It's so funny. I feel like my kids have fun facts, but I don't.
Of course you do.
But I guess if I could think of one, like when we got married, we took pictures on Busch Stadium. Inside of Busch Stadium. So that's a fun fact. Like that was fun to do. Obviously, you can't step on the grass. Like you can only be on the dirt. But I don't know. We took pictures at Busch Stadium.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
See, I keep up with you. Like I'll be watching.
Yeah, so that's a fun fact. I guess
not like a stalker, but it's like you're supposed to on Facebook.
It's fine.
Fine.
But I remember you started writing a book.
I did.
You started.
So like years and years and years ago, my husband and I had the idea. And again, we're talking about things that are born out of necessity or things that need to change or whatever the case. Obviously when you're a mother, you read a ton of children's books to your children, and being a mother of a child with a disability, I noticed that there was a void in the market that featured children with disabilities as main characters. And so they got me thinking, could I, write content that modeled my life and Bryson's life? And what we had originally thought of, or I had originally thought of, was making Bryson a superhero where his disabilities were also his superpowers. So like with his cochlear implant, he's able to hear things that nobody else can hear. Like if the cat's in the tree or the dog's in the tree or whatever, like he gets that special message in his cochlear implant. And then his leg braces like can power him to like fly up in the air.
Don't give him. Don't give
I know, right? Don't give too much.
Don't
give too much. So yeah, I started it. Right.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
So I just need to slow myself down and give myself enough time to do it, and just really learn more about the process of manuscript and self-publishing and that kind of thing.
I mean, it's a lot easier now.
Yeah,
probably
for
when
sure.
you start
Yes,
writing.
yeah.
Everybody just self-publishing
exactly,
right now.
exactly. So yeah, it's just something I need to slow myself down and give myself.
Now you see, I brought it back up.
Good job. You hold me accountable.
Okay.
I tell people I'm your accountability partner, baby.
Go.
If you need
we all need one.
Every time I do
we
anything,
in the grocery store.
Every time I do anything, she's my accountability partner. I can't stand it.
Every time she's like, I'm finna lose weight. Ooh, look at this chocolate.
Right.
Baby. What you just say?
Oh, but I lost weight though. I lost weight.
Good job.
You have.
Thank you.
So, like your patience. How's your patience?
My patience is horrible. I'm not a patient person by nature at all. I'm a Taurus, if that means anything.
It means a lot.
But I'm not a patient person at all. I think with having Bryson, that taught me patience a little bit, or it increased it, because obviously children that are born early have a differential gap between gestational age and realized age. So, of course, he wasn't meeting milestones that he was supposed to, which was expected. But also, with his speech, like his speech being created and matured has taken years, you know what I'm saying? And so there's patience that has to be with that. Patience with like packing all his stuff up if I want to go to Target, like getting his oxygen tank and getting his diaper bag and getting whatever. Exactly. So like if I have a time schedule, like okay, I need to be here by this, blah blah blah. You have to plan ahead. But just now with him being 15, like he's way more self able to do a lot of things. Like he has an alarm clock that vibrates his bed, so he gets himself up in the morning for school.
Wait a minute, did you say an alarm clock?
It's like a little disc that you put underneath the bed, and it just vibrates the bed. So he sets his alarm. He gets up in the morning. He washes his face. He brushes his teeth. He picks his clothes out. He puts his braces on, his shoes on. He literally just learned how to tie his shoes maybe like 2 years ago. So that was like a big milestone. But he literally
get them shoestrings.
But like in the morning, he is ready and waiting in the dining room for the bus. Like I get up and set my alarm at like 6:20 just in case he's not up, so he has enough time to get ready. But he's very self-sufficient. So, but I'm still learning patience when it comes to my daughter. Being a boy mom first, that was different. And just managing the two younger ones compared to Bryce, and just all of them together, and just it's a lot right now, but I'm working on it.
She's a little Vernique.
We realize that as moms, right? How much our children are like us, and I think maybe too that might be why we clash a little bit.
I know,
is because
baby
we
mama,
are
my son and his mouth.
That's the problem right now.
Me and my mom clash because we was the same sign as well. We were both Scorpios. And then I look just like my mom. So we just both did.
I look like a sedan.
Oh my gosh. So I'm working with patience. It's an everyday thing that I'm trying to get better with.
Okay.
Yes.
Kimberly?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing. So what's your best mommy moment?
I think one of my best mommy moments was when Bryce threw out a first pitch at the Cardinals game. That was really dope. It was a cool opportunity he got through the Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis. We do a lot of philanthropic work with them. And he was an ambassador for them for Cardinal Glennon, I think in 2014. So part of that experience throughout that year, he was able to throw out the first pitch. Like I hired videography to just encapsulate the moment, and we still have that to look back on. But just seeing him like navigate the stadium, and he does have like a very pronounced limp as well. But just seeing him get around, seeing him, you know, be independent and be on the field and, you know, take little steps to try to throw the ball and just, you know, I was really proud of him in that moment.
I was
too. So I think he was maybe like 7 at the time. But yeah, so that's one of my proudest mom moments.
Okay. Is this something you want us to know about being a mother?
That there's no manual to it.
Okay.
Amen.
Wait a minute.
There's no manual.
Say that again.
There is no manual to motherhood.
Okay.
Right? And I try to remind myself, like, in particularly difficult times, like, okay, I've never, until this moment, been a mother to a 15-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I am really good about telling, like, my friends or sisters or whatever, like, to give themselves grace, but I don't do it as well as I need to. It's better, you know, whatever. So that's just the thing that I would say with motherhood. There's no manual, like, but there are resources. There are other mothers that have come before us. You know, I think that leaning on older female friends or family members for their wisdom as well is also dope to do, because they've been mothers before I have, and it's like, okay, your daughter is now in college. Mine is 9. This is what I'm dealing with right now. How did you navigate this?
Exactly. Gotta keep that circle.
So yeah, there's no manual to motherhood.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that's it.
All right.
We appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Again, I thank you.
Always.
Like, when I decided to do Mother's Day in May series, you were the first one that popped up in my head.
Thank you.
You are, because, like I said, I've been watching you for 15 years.
Yeah.
You know,
be 16 in August.
Raising Bryson and just, you know, kicking ass.
Well, I'm trying.
You know what I'm saying?
As long as there's ass to be kicked.
Okay.
I'm trying.
You've been maneuvering.
Thank you.
Of course, I'm not going to, because I'm a Facebook auntie, I'm not going to see them hard days.
Yeah.
But I know.
And that's one thing I try to be cognizant of, too. I think so much with social media, people show you the best of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially with motherhood, like, they show you, you know, face being beat, you going out with the stroller and doing all of this. But they don't show you the emotional breakdown, crying in the shower, like having panic attacks, like whatever. So I try to also show those difficult moments of parenthood as well. So, you know, I have like shown Bryce having surgery, and I have shown his recovery process, and I have, you know, just shown how that affects us as a family and me as a mom as well.
So if you don't think people looking, we're looking.
Thank you.
And it's very appreciated, because I like seeing the hard times.
Yeah.
Because then when you show the good times, you know, I know that you had to go through a trial.
Exactly. To get
to
sure.
your testimony and triumph.
Yeah.
So again, this is Mother's Day in May, and I want to celebrate and honor you. So we got you some gifts.
Oh my gosh.
Some goodies.
Thank you.
Hold on, let me see if I can pick this up. Hold on, I don't want to break the bast. All right.
Oh my gosh.
So before you take this out, I'm gonna show you your first gift.
Oh, carbs.
You got. Of course, it's not.
We just talked about working.
Yes, and not really. Okay. It's still a strawberry.
Okay.
I know. I mean,
that's fine.
Yes. See, I knew I was gonna break it. We're just gonna slide it over. But we're gonna show these. These are Triple L treats.
Oh my gosh.
Chocolate strawberries.
Oh.
By L'Oreal. One of our old alumni.
Yes.
So maybe I use alumni because we're great.
Yeah.
So these some chocolate strawberries from Lori. And you know, when I told her that I was doing some alumni, she's like, "Okay, I
love it. Thank you."
But I use Lori a lot, so y'all will always see Triple L treats.
Yes.
You know, so I will sponsor her and promote her, because you know she's been a great friend since elementary school.
And her food is good.
Okay, baby, get the desserts in the jar.
I love it. Thank you.
All right, go ahead and see what you got.
Let's see.
See what you got.
All right. A little t-shirt.
And stuff you did.
Yes.
We got mom on there.
So cute.
Because
Thank
that's what
you.
you want.
I am.
See,
honey.
I like the
And they
word
will
mama.
remind it-
Like this shirt.
Me too.
I like the
Me
word
too.
mama.
It's very black.
Because it's very cultural.
Hello.
To me.
Very black. Let's see. All right,
That's
come on.
good.
A
Put
gel
gel
beads,
beads, put
eye
the
mask.
eyes.
Okay.
Yes,
Take no
come
more.
on. All right.
Okay, because you need to relax.
Yes,
Okay.
sugar for some energy, some jelly
Yes.
beans.
Your
All
Your
right.
kids will probably take it.
Yeah, no, they won't. Come on. Little candle. We already talked about aromatherapy.
It smells
Thank
good.
you.
When you get a chance, make sure we get one of them
Oh,
candles.
for sure, for
We
sure.
love
I have to
candles.
make another batch, but for sure.
Because I just bought a $10 candle and it don't smell like nothing.
See, yeah, that's called a cold throw. So
See?
if you can't smell it unlit, that means it has a bad cold throw. And if you can't smell it when it's hot, then that means it has a bad hot throw.
It got a bad hot throw.
Okay, got you. Because it's not strong enough.
Yeah, it smells
Okay,
delicious
got
when we
you.
first got it.
Girl, okay, little
Okay,
sip,
this-
little
okay.
bottle. All right,
Merch.
hello, with also something to sell.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, we're going to give you a couple
We
of
enjoy
to put in there,
that.
honey.
Yes. Now, are these some crystals,
Yes,
my
those are some
love?
crystals
Yes.
for
Which
you.
crystals are these?
Okay, let me see here.
Yes. Tell me what they bring into me.
This is.
All right.
Ooh, I don't know what this is right
She
now.
used
It's
to know
pretty.
all of them. She got so
Yeah,
many.
Is this quartz? What
Yes,
is
that
this?
is.
Okay.
That's quartz.
Look at me. I know
No,
stuff.
no, not quartz. Quartz is clear.
Oh, okay.
But this,
She
I'll
got
get
it.
back to you.
Okay,
on that
that's
one. I
fine.
know they do
We'll
something
accept
for
them.
you.
Yes,
you know.
honey.
Okay.
And then
Let me
hand
before.
sanitizer. We are still in the days and times of
Okay.
infection, honey. So
But you know,
thank
we
you
was
for keeping me
sanitizing
safe.
before COVID.
Yes.
Some people wasn't,
Hello. That's true.
We're
That's
not
true.
going to tell.
Oh, little picture frame.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You
Yeah.
can put you in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Girl, I don't never take pictures. I don't never take pictures on myself, but I see. Okay, little stickers.
Yeah, little planners.
I love a
Remember?
sticker, honey.
Remember?
Put it in the planner.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Got you together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
think
it's
I
just
pulled
for-
everything out.
Mhm.
Thank you for
Okay.
being our
Yes,
guest.
thank you for having
being
me.
I want to say a survivor, but you're not.
Hey,
a survivor.
motherhood. Yes, I am. I survive every day
Okay.
of motherhood. Yes, I
Hey.
am. Hello, and it is
Hello.
something
Hello.
to be survived.
Every
Thank
time you wake up in the
Yes,
shower,
I am a
still
hello.
breathing.
We survived another day. Yes,
Mhm.
so I'll
Yeah.
take that.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Crystal, should you say it? I already know what she's gonna say.
I think this was a good show.
I think it was a good show
Okay,
too.
that's how we always end it.
Yes.
Because it's always gonna be a good show.
Yes.
Okay, because we doing good things.
You need
We're
to
good people.
right. You need to like us. You need to subscribe. And what else they need to do?
Okay, so for one, let's give them something to subscribe to.
Okay.
So
Sis
find
with
us
this.
on YouTube
YouTube.
and put in Sis Wit Dis.
Mhm.
SISWITDIS. You can also find us on other social media platforms where special editing will be added right there. Boop. Okay, it's a blessing. So again, make sure y'all tune in and watch the Mother's Day in May series.
Yes.
We will be posting every Tuesday. It's 5 Tuesdays in the month of May. So we got 5 episodes. So make sure you watch us. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, keep it moving, said. And y'all have a great day. And
Bye. Bye.